All right, first of all, it's currently 2:36 p.m. If you pay attention to the documentation on what is ongoing psychological torture by gang stalkers, and it's very interesting. First of all, none of these people can pay their rent. They're on low-income housing, unemployed, and they are also elderly. The demon-possessed gang stalkers who are equally threatening, okay, equally vile, okay, equally dangerous. Okay, fully engaged in the sex offense committed by an entity, equally engaged in sexual violence, practicing witchcraft. There is no respect regarding age, and also, again, the economic bracket. This is the low-income recipients who are fully engaged in the pattern of conduct, public corruption with the government. The city of Ontario's gang stalking, as you see the fake sun at 2:37 p.m., hovering over the same roof that it's hovering over at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, that's 5 hours. There's no sun that ever moved to Florida, okay? We're three hours ahead of us based on time, and also based on the isolated, idle presence of this light source over an apartment building where the demon-possessed are engaged in psychological torture. That's the purpose of the demon-possessed that are monitoring your movements, sex offenders who are demon-possessed monitoring your genitalia, keeping massive surveillance with an entire city. Traffic, the houses along in the city, and also along the street. This is all relevant positioning, and everything that they're doing is centered on me, and that's why a fake sun is remaining over me. What I want you to see is this is the fake sun that's in the same position over me, where that's how you're recognizing visually who is being targeted and by who. They're a bunch of demons, and I'm documenting minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour, psychological torture. The elderly are going to prison and mental asylums, and it's exposing Paul Leon, Mike Lorenz, the demon that's the fire chief over the Ontario Fire Department, etc., etc. It's pointing to the entire city. The demon that's over the corrupt airport, the Ontario International Airport, are gang stalking with the demons that are living at a facilitating venue, and they are simultaneously as a municipality, as an entity, being exposed and documented and prosecuted. This is the fake sun that's in perfect alignment, and it has nothing to do with the engineered light that's appearing. This is not sunlight, okay? Neither is that the sun. Okay, and you are witnessing, as I'm documenting for you to see the impossible. This is an introduction to the spiritual realm, because you're also, when you're in Missouri, when you're in Indianapolis, when you're in Texas, when you're in Nevada, this is not over you, okay? This is also not over Los Angeles, Alvarado Gardens, which I have on video documentation to put all these elderly demons who can't even pay their rent in federal prison where they belong, okay? They're spending their golden years in federal facilities, and they act with impunity. Okay, their demon-possessed condition is creating what is manifesting mental illness that's exhibited in their criminal behavior. That is on behalf of a government. And where the fake sun is aiming, it is speaking to what is impossible light activity. You're looking at the people. This is the concentrated light. That's not the product of sunlight. But what you will recognize is where the engineered light is evidence of the fake sun. This is how you're recognizing the P.O.C. That's how you're recognizing the P.O.C. And while the entity is engaged in psychological torture, a bunch of demons are stalking me with noise as I open and close the door. The engineered light from a peephole. I want you to see me moving the door. This is engineered light through a crack in the door. This is not sunlight, nor is that the sun. From morning until evening, that's not the sun. This is not sunlight. This is engineered light. This is the environment where a bunch of demons who are elderly, who are unemployed, accepting state and federal benefits. They can't even pay their rent, and they're engaged in state surveillance, domestic terrorism, psychological torture, which the government is doing through them. That's why they're going to federal prison, and the government is being publicly exposed, and they're going to be removed from office. This is where I've shown you at 9 o'clock in the morning, this same fake sun that's over the same exact roof in alignment with me at 9 o'clock. Here it is, 2. And you've seen the Ontario police flying right over my head, those fools, those baboons who are going to be disbanded, who've already provided evidence for years, let alone under this same exact fake sun. And they flew over my head in this environment, engaged in psychological torture and gang stalking with the same population. A bunch of exposed, sex-offending, demon-possessed gang stalkers. Okay, so this is the engineered light that's inside of the apartment that I want you to see that is occurring. That's a scientific impossibility. It's never the product of sunlight. Okay, this is the same light, the circumstances of the light at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning. No matter what side of the building the fake sun is on, impossible that would be the sun. But also you're looking at what is the same pattern of identifying engineered light, where demons are stalking you with light. They're monitoring you. Understand, monitoring by the demon possessed is psychological torture. And Woodside Senior Apartments, AVANATH Capital Management, the employees and the residents themselves, units 33 through 64, This is the evidence. They're all going to federal prison. And the demon in 55, she's going to a mental asylum. The demon that lives in this unit, Tracy Banks, is being documented. While this witchcraft practicing, gang stalking mother, a violent sex offender, is physically away, she is engaged in Title 18. She knows every word that I'm speaking right now. She is a part of the entity. She knows that I'm documenting right now. She does not have to be physically present for that to be the case, by the way. You're also dealing with spiritually. You're dealing with the same spirit. So this is a demon above. That's the same spirit. Tracy Banks, they are of the same entity, the same demonic entity. She knows exactly what I'm stating. But criminally speaking, it's a criminal conspiracy. They're engaged in gang stalking together. Tracy Banks is a part of the entity. She doesn't have to be present. She knows exactly what I'm documenting. She knows every minute that every time I mention her name, and she is being documented, and she's going to a mental asylum as well. While you're looking at engineer light, concentrated through a peephole, this is a scientific impossibility. This is P.O.C. This is where the entity is engaged in what is stalking moment by moment, and I'm capturing, again, this is concentrated light in the corner, the ceiling of the apartment, okay? Reaching out into the depths on the ceiling, spreading out, okay? While the demons above and all around, filling this apartment with ongoing amplified audible activity, and the demon-possessed are cowards. As I document them, they all silence themselves. Okay, they're doing so again. The demon possessed that engage in psychological torture, they're all going to mental asylums and prison. This is the evidence prosecuting and breaking down the system. It's literally a tutorial. This is, however, what they do to American citizens who do not know any better, who cannot. There's no one to report it to. There's no one that's going to believe them, and their life is being threatened. They're going to federal prison for what they sought to do to me, and I'm prosecuting them for it. Okay, this is the wicked behavior, which is criminal. While they are targeting and hunting people down like animals, these animals are going into federal facilities. This is never sunlight. Neither is it going to shoot through a hole, the peephole. Neither is it going to be present at one property. As a matter of evidence, not only do I have the documented sunrise at 7:18 in the morning here, I have it just days ago right here over this same roof at 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody in this building is going to federal prison. It's very simple. It's over the same roof. This is P.O.C. It's currently 2:43 p.m.